Hi guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat Sandra Wiggins reveals how Stephen Curry opened his eyes with Warriors as the Miami Heat traded Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors. In return they got Andrew Wiggins among other pieces in what was a multi-deal. Wiggins already sees similarities with the Heat and the Warriors but looks to take in the knowledge he learned from superstar Stephen Curry as he starts a new chapter in his career. The former first overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft has been with Golden State since 2019 after being traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he saw a resurgence in his career. He would go on to play alongside Curry for the entire duration as he spoke about what he's learned from the star and how he opened his eyes on the team. Steph Curry is a very hard worker. Wiggins said he was the leader of that team. He showed it by example a lot, especially in the weight room, in the gym, always there. Last one on the court and always the last one in the facility. He was just a very hard worker, never stopped. That just opened my eyes, and like I figured Steph works this hard every day. Just seeing inaudible is motivating. I just try to work hard every day and be the best version of me I can be. Andrew Wiggins on what he learned from Stephen Curry. Steph is a very hard worker. He showed it by example a lot, especially in the weight room, in the gym, never stopped. That just opened my eyes. Besides his relationship with Curry, there was no doubt a strong one with Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, as he had an emotional farewell to Wiggins after the news broke he would be traded to Miami from Kerr. Wiggins will now play under Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra, which is as good of a coaching pipeline as any player can get into the league. The 29-year-old expressed to Clutch Points about the strong bond he had with Kerr and how he's in a new chapter in my life now being with Spoelstra. Steve was amazing to me, great coach, great friend, and our relationship got stronger and stronger every year. One was the Wiggins said, I'll always appreciate and love Kerr for that, and here being with SPO I'm excited for this new chapter in my life. He's one of the greatest coaches, so I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to getting better and growing with him. Asked Andrew Wiggins about being with Steve Kerr and now going to a team coached by Erik Spoelstra. Steve was amazing to me, great coach, great friend, and our relationship got stronger every year, and here being with SPO he's one of the greatest coaches. Jimmy Butler's debut shows why Golden State might be contenders after all. At long last the Jimmy Butler saga came to an end right before the trade deadline, with the six-time All-Star getting dealt to the Golden State Warriors. At first glance this deal was rather underwhelming as Butler prioritized getting traded to the Phoenix Suns and the Warriors were hoping to land Kevin Durant. Neither side had this marriage as its first choice, but out of sheer desperation from both sides they made it happen. Butler even signed a massive 2-year extension to remain in Golden State immediately after getting traded. At the very least Butler got himself paid and the Warriors got Stephen Curry some help while not having to mortgage their future to get it. Butler's debut with the team however showed that there might be more upside with this partnership than initially thought. Had this been a couple of years ago, their Warriors acquiring Butler would have made them immediate NBA title contenders in 2025, though Butler hasn't looked like the player who carried the Miami Heat to 2 NBA Finals appearances. That changed on Saturday as Butler had an excellent showing in his Warriors debut. The 35-year-old made 7 of his 12 field goal attempts and was as aggressive as we've seen him in quite some time, attacking the basket as he wounded up, shooting 13 free throws, making 11 of them. Butler scored 25 points while also tacking on 4 assists, 1 steal and 1 block, and 29 minutes of action in a dominant Warriors win. Sure, it was only their Chicago Bulls, but still Butler putting up this kind of performance in his first game with his new team with no practice time under his belt is impressive and could be a sign of what's to come. Butler was in the midst of an incredibly underwhelming season, with the Heat averaging just 17 points per game, lowest since the 2013-14 season in just 25 games played. Some of his struggles were obviously due to his desire to leave Miami, but still he didn't look like a player who'd play an instrumental fundamental role on a title contender. I'm not here to proclaim the Warriors as legitimate title contenders, at least not yet, but we've seen what a motivated and healthy Butler can do with even less than what the Warriors have around him right now. The road ahead will be a tough one for Golden State obviously, but a duo consisting of Stephen Curry and a healthy and motivated Butler has the potential to be a fun one, as Curry noted in his post-game presser, especially with their differing styles of play with road tilts against quality opponents like the Milwaukee Bucks, Dallas Mavericks and Houston Rockets. Next up, it'll be interesting to see just how well this group meshes. If Saturday's game was any indication, the Warriors could be on the upswing and the Curry-Butler duo might have an outside chance of doing something special. After all, Shaquille O'Neal follows one timeline approach, drafting Curry to his All-Star squad. Joe LaCab might have tried to get a mix of young players and veterans if he was drafting an All-Star team. Shaquille O'Neal leaned on veterans, legends and gold medalists from Team USA when putting together Team Shaq. Shaq went old school, as the members of TNT's Inside the NBA each drafted a team of 8 All-Stars for next weekend's game at the Chase Center. After taking LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers with his first pick, O'Neal proceeded to reunite last summer's Olympic basketball team. Team Shaq has 5 players from that team: James, Steph Curry of Golden State Warriors, Anthony Davis from there Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, Kevin Durant from the Phoenix Suns, and Steve Kerr favorite Jason Tatum. That's the opposite of the Warriors' notorious 2 timelines approach, where they tried to add teenagers to flank out a roster led by Curry, Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. Shaq may not have been able to draft an older All-Star team if he tried. There's only one timeline, and that timeline is going to be eligible for Social Security payments soon, perhaps worried that the team didn't have enough veteran experience with 40-year-old James playing with 36-year-olds Curry and Durant. O'Neal also took 35-year-old James Harden and 34-year-old Damian Lillard. Rounding out the team is Tatum's Boston Celtics teammate Jaylen Brown, who could have been on the Olympic team as well, but for an alleged Nike conspiracy. It's an impressive team, albeit one that would have been even more impressive 3 to 4 years ago. They might well have 8 future Hall of Famers with 6 players on Team Shaq, also part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Collectively their team has 87 All-Star appearances, 13 championship rings and 8 clear memories of the events of September 11. Tatum is 4 weeks from his 27th birthday and he's the baby of the group. Shaq clearly believes in championship pedigree. He's also a long-time spokesman for Icy Hot, so his draft might have been a product placement opportunity. As for the other Dennis of Studio, Charles Barkley went international. He drafted players from Canada, Turkey, France, Cameroon, Greece, Serbia and the USA, including Karl Anthony Towns, who plays for the Dominican Republic's national team. And you fan, what do you think of Shaquille O'Neal? Leave your opinion in the comments.